Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, Thinking Right. Out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. I'm about to do something new. We're going to try something new today. These are the gods of the Anunian Theology, which is right here. I'm going to start with the three right here, and we're going to go through each one of them. This is how you climb the ladder of the tree of life. So get ready. It's going to be a minute. Get comfortable. I'm not clock watching. I'm teaching. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through? Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate the tip. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to Mayat, be true. And Mayat is in this, but this is, if I had a blue screen, I could do the whole show just talking, doing what I'm doing. But right here, this is called the noon. This is where the gods dwell. And I'm not going to go through, I've been doing this a while ago, but this is basically for my gods right here. The three right there. God is called the Trinity of Ra. Okay? I'm starting with that. There's three of them. And you see, everybody recognized by the headdress. That's what's important. The headdress tells you who they are. It's like a calling card. And here we go. Let's start it right there. Those are three gods. The question was, what starts out on 4, goes to 2, and ends up on 3. The scarab, 4-legged beetle. Man crawls on all 4, and he get upright at the prime of his life. That's Ra at high noon. You see the headdress? The scarab is the sunrise. High noon, Ra, the bird head, the falcon. Ra at the end of the day, that's Ra Tim. That's the old man. That's him going to the west, okay? And because he's old and he's about to go meet his nemesis, Apophis, so he got to call his boys and get some help. But let's talk about the Trinity of Ra. This is from here now. I got no paper. I got no net. So if I fall, I'm going to fall. I'm going to hit the ground. Ain't nothing protect me, so to speak, philosophically. Let's go. This is something different. Hope you enjoy it. This is all, now we're getting my knowledge. Not from the book, no, from my knowledge and understanding. I'm going to break it down. We're going to do this thing my way. Hope I can get it right. Now, the first one you saw with the scarab head god, that represents Kepri. Okay? The scarab beetle, the dung beetle, is the garbage man of the Serengeti. Why? They eat all the animal dung. Don't nobody got the toilet out there. So they were so important to the ecosystem. That's why they was respected as God. A scarab beetle, a dung-eating beetle, they saw God in him. See the difference? And everything was symbolic and esoteric. When you get the esoteric meaning of something, that means you know a little more than the average person. The exoteric is what everybody sees and get. But the esoteric is getting the information that sets what you see apart from those who know and those who don't. Everybody see the eye. Everybody don't know what the eye means. Some think they do, some believe they do, some don't have a clue. That's the difference. Now, with the first god in the morning, sunrise, it was signified by Ra coming up, self-created out of nowhere. When the scarab beetle and the dung, they just come out. And everything was symbolic. My job now is to try to break it down to you with the way I understand it as I learned it. See if I can teach it to you without the book. Okay? No net. The book is my net. All right? But when Kepri come out, that starts the day. When Ra gets at full tilt, remember the scarab is the baddest thing out there. Why? He take care of the stuff nobody wants. That's their job. So he got revered and respected. That's why he had the scarab here. Everything is symbolic. Oh, I see God the scarab here. What the hell is that? Well, when they explain it to you, hopefully I'll just break it down so you can understand. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All I want you to do is understand the sense I'm trying to get to you. You ain't got to believe it. You ain't got to subscribe to it. But do it make sense? Let me know when it don't make sense. All right? So that's the scarab head beetle. That's why he's that way. The second phase in the afternoon, high noon, we stop everything at 12 o'clock, don't we? Why? Where it come from? Who started what? See, again, I'm an origin man. So as a teacher, I want to have the origin, the beginning, so I can start there. Every race and culture have a beginning story. None of us was there. Everybody got it in the beginning. According to who? Again, everybody got one. Independent what tradition you in, what tradition you follow, everybody gonna give you their story. I'm just giving you mine. I like the commission story. I love everything I know everything about them. I've been there over 30 years. I ain't going nowhere. Why? I love that. I wish I could live back in them time. Why? Everybody had pride and respect the way I am now. I'm strange. Everybody else, I'm a different dude. Well, I was around there, I'd have been just like everybody else. I'd have fit right on there. That's the difference. Sorry about that. To get that out. Again, we dealing with me personally. You're going to get me now. I don't know what you might get. But at high noon, we respected Ra. And at the pyramid, there was the limestone white. At 12 o'clock, that sunshine and that thing, everybody was like this, okay? But the workers stopped, everything stopped, and they pay homage to Ra, respectfully. That was God. They knew the sun, without the sun, we got nothing. So they didn't know that, they knew the sun wasn't God. But as they say, the sun was what? The son of God. That thing in the air, Ra, that's what you can see, God's majesty. Why? Without that, we got nothing. Now, I'm going to break that down for you in 1 second. All right? That sun represents, you got Amen, Ra, Ptah. These are different God concepts at the highest level. Everybody be respected. In Anunian tradition, Ra is God. And he makes his presence known, why? By the sun. Okay? Moving on. Understanding that. And now, Ra goes across the day, sun shines. When he get to the east, he get to the west, he done used up his energy. He's tired, full day of doing what he do. Now he's an old man. He's tired. And he got to go and do battle with Apophis in the underworld. Okay? And what we call the netherworld, the Duat. That's where evil dwells. That's what y'all call hell. Okay? And he go through it every night. And y'all said, Jesus, y'all mimicking the sun. The 3 days that he died. Everybody knows this. At December 22nd, the sun stops. The solstice, winter solstice, the sun stops going south for 3 days and it starts back the journey. That's nature. A physical body ain't gonna die and come back. Let that go. It's a myth. It's symbolical. No, it really happened. I'm not dealing with you. Moving on. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I ain't got to do all of that. And at sunset, when you go into the west, death, that means death. It's death to the sun. You see here in the picture. I'll pick up stuff as I go. I ain't know it was dead. You see the sun at high noon? He got the Uranus, right? At sunset, he going down. He by himself. He old, okay? So he need help. He walking with a stick, a cane, all right? He's in his death state. He going to die. And he'll be what? Reborn in the morning, resurrected. It's all symbolical. It's a beautiful story. Why? It gives you clarity about a whole bunch of stuff that you might not know from just looking. I'm trying to break it down for you. When Ra goes into the west, he turns to Tim, an old man. So he called his boys. I used to pray, if you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys. That's one of George Clinton records. And it signifies for me, when God going into the west, he got to call his boys. Why? He need his ego, he needs set. He called everybody, okay? I didn't die to everybody. Why? All hands on deck, so to speak. Why? We got to go fight this big-ass snake I got to deal with for the next 12 hours. And the phrase with the whole idea with Ra, We gave them identity. We gave them a life. And we labeled it so that we can follow, emulate, and study, and get understanding. I've done that for the last 30 years. This is me. I understand that. I know that from studying. And now, that's the trinity of Ra, Khepri, and Ra Tem. I just broke that down for you. Hopefully I got you a good understanding. I won't spend too much time, but that's what they are. Now, dun 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 dun. Who the hell is this guy with a damn feather on his head and a headband that look like Mayat? That's Shu. Who is Shu? Shu is the firstborn from Ra, or Tem. When he pleasured himself, there's a few stories. I'm gonna use the nice one, not the pleasure one. All right, let's do the one where he coughed up Shu. Shu represents what? Air. Air that we breathe. That stuff, that's Shu. We gave him identity. We gave him everything to make him a person, okay? So that we can give him a life. He was born first, okay? Firstborn. And what's that? Air is an element. He ain't a person. This is an element. The sun, we got that. That's the first, that's a fire. Next thing we need what? Air. Why we need air? Because humans gonna need air to breathe. But see, being all-knowing, all-conscious, he knows that. I'm showing you how they break the creations down, story, so it makes sense. First thing he put in place was air. We need to breathe that. Okay, that's Shu. His counterpart was moist air, Tefnut. And she is in the lioness form. That's Tefnut. We call it Sekhmet. But this is Tefnut. Now he's the man, right? You see air? He's represented by a man. See the headdress? The feather of Mayat, the ostrich feather. That meant honesty, straightforwardness, okay? So he represents that Shu. They give him identity. Main thing you know, if you don't know God, I tell people, in fact, I was having ignorant argument with people, hold your breath. See how long? That's Shu. He's God. You breathe him. Let me break it down for you as we go. That's Shu. Now, his counterpart is Tefnut. And now she got a nice little history, okay? You see her? How you know it's a she? The lioness. Why she got a lion head, a sun disc, and a snake on it. They always carry scepter. This means royalty. This right here, this thing right here, everybody carries that thing. Well, what is it? Key of life. The bottom part, or the top part here, it represents what they call the Shin. Shin represents eternity. For male and the female and the offspring, they come together. Everybody presented different. Everybody got a concept, but again, I'm doing my way. That's the female ovary, yeah, I get all that and I understand that, but because I study other stuff, other philosophical concepts, still same thing, but the Shin represents eternity. Eternity for who? Male and the female, and they covering your offspring. We say it's the female ovary, the male phallus, and they have an offspring. That's true. That's what it means. Again, you can't get it wrong. It depends on how you present it, who you present it to, and what point you're trying to make. My eyes are trying to get you to understand that's called the key of life. Eternal life. Okay, the cross is the key of death. To the flesh. That's normal. And it's okay. It's fine. It's a significant. It's a symbol. That's all. A symbol of death. This is a symbol of life. They go together. Yin and yang. See? Conceptually. That's what I mean by doing it. I can put it anywhere I want now. I can size it, dress up, present it any way I want. This is the part I'm liking. I might get used to this. I might not write nothing else. It's a lot of work just preparing. I'm like, man, I'm putting a lot of work into this. Okay, Tahuti, this is for you. All right, them two, Shu, air, Tefnut, moist air. They get together. They create who? Glad you asked. Dun 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 dun. This is Geb or Jeb, whatever you want to call it. Everybody got a different name. But you see, let me tell you, I forgot my girl. They all, you see them. Everybody stares on my girl, Mayat. The platform that they stand on, that's Mayat, okay? So they all represent Mayat. And Geb is the offspring from Shu, air, moist air. What you get? Earth, fermentation. Y'all call Earth female, Gaia. Yeah, I know, but the origin original earth, watch this, and they had it right. The male is earth, bottom, okay? Stay with me. That's Gab. Now you wonder, what the hell he got on his head? Okay? They all carry key of life, all got the scepter, and this is a wasp, okay? You see the head right there? And you look at down here. You know what that is? Eventually they're gonna come around to it. I'm just waiting for y'all. That's the tuning fork, okay? The tuning fork. I see people now selling tuning forks. Vibration heals the body. At frequency, I got all that. See, I don't get into all that. I know all of that, but I don't teach that. I just teach my philosophical part. I got to understand a whole lot of stuff, how the body works. And the ancients presented that a long time ago. And everybody is bringing it back. I love that. But Gab got a damn goose on his head. They call him the Great Cackler. In the Fantastic Four, the Thing, and X-Men, the Beast, that's who they represent from Gab. Gab is the big earthly type of dude, mad, macho, machismo, but he represents, they said, one story goes, God laid an egg. How it became the duck. That's Gab, earth, the foundation, fermentation. They call him the Great Cackler. When he laughed, earthquakes happen. So he's earth, he represents earth. And he can't be by himself. Guess who he got with him? Heaven, Newt, earth, Gab. And this is the first time you're going to see, only time you might see Newt like this in female form. You see the horns? Those are the cow horns. See the sun disc? That's God. See the cloud, this your heart. The ab is called the vase of heart. You see the vulture right here? She double vulture, okay? She got both, okay? That represents Mut, the great mother. The vulture can operate and get pregnant by herself. Don't need man. But she's the ultimate mother. Why? If her babies is in need, if she can't find scars for food, she bite off her own leg and feed it to her kids. That's the ultimate mother, and that's why they have respect for her. But she also represents heaven. Okay? Everybody that comes to this physical form goes through Newt. She represents heaven, and that's where everybody wanted what? Go back to my man Dr. Ben say, heaven between Newt's legs. She represents, you see me with 20, you see everything I sit between pillows. Okay? You're the phallus. Okay? That's Newt's legs. I'm in heaven whenever I put myself between the pillows. Okay? My Masonic people don't understand that concept. Okay? I'm presenting it my way. And if you see me, I'm always sitting between Newt's legs. That's heaven. Get it? Symbolically. Alright? But when Newt and Gab got together, they was like this. They was a love embrace. Alright? And Rod said, listen, I done told y'all, cut that nonsense out. Okay, being the father, okay, they was the what? Wayward kids, sneak around and they doing the wild thing. But they don't know that they need to separate for God to bring what? Man into the picture. These are all elements. Air, fire, water, earth, and heaven. Those are all 5 elements, right? But God can't create man until what? Gab and Newt come up out that love embrace, okay? Shoo, take care of that. And because they disobeyed the father's order, this is classic. This is classic. Watch this. I love this. I can do it my way. He told them, stop. Don't do it. What they do? What most people do. Defy. Garden of Eden. Okay. Everybody got defiance. And it's showing you. Watch this. Now, the original defiance is right here. But watch what happened. So this should be a deterrent for you to not to defy your father or God, whatever you want to call him. Watch this. He said, shoo, break that up. Now, Shu is air, right? Heaven, Newt, earth, Gab. Shu separates them. So now, because they violated Ra's law, forever, only thing between Gab and Newt is what? Air, Shu. He's the separator, the great divider. And he pushes Newt up. She represents heaven. And she also got 2 holes in her. You see, she started with that one. I got another picture of somewhere. But she's the lady with the cloud of stars in her body and 2 holes in her chest and in her vagina area where she swallows Ra, the sun, and gives birth to him every morning. Okay? And you see Newt, she's like this. I got a picture. I ain't got time for that right now. I'm rolling. All right. But she represents the mother, the great mother. Why is this? Because after her and Gab separate, You see the monument? We call it obelisk. You know what that is? That's Gab's penis. Because he was getting busy when they separated him. Okay? That's what they represent, Gab's penis, the obelisk. And they kept the story on the obelisk. Everybody got one. We got one in New York City. Okay? Cleopatra, neither one Cleopatra, whatever. But it was a significant obelisk, and it meant something symbolically. In the Vatican, they got Gab's dick. Okay? Simple as that. There was peanut worshippers. No, he wasn't. They misunderstood the concept. Again, misinterpretation, and you present it, you're going to be wrong. And from birth, between those two connections come together, they're separated, and their punishment, Newt will forever look down at Gab. Gab will forever look up at Newt, and because they violated the law from God, they will never touch again. That's punishment, okay? Y'all call death, no. Oh, I like the prison system. The Black Dolphin in Russia, they lock you up forever, and all you do is stand in line, stand at your cell, be wherever you're at, and think about what you've done. That's punishment. That's true punishment. I think some people would rather be dead than just keep reliving. Remember, as long as you're living, the real of your movie, your life goes on. When you're free, the movie goes on. Everything changes, seasons change. But when you're real, becomes the same thing. That would drive you crazy if you had the wherewithal to really deal with it. A lot of people don't have that, so they end up going crazy, insane. Because why? They can't get out the loop. They can't live. They're not free. Like putting an animal in a cage. A bird can't fly. That's stunting his growth. Oh, I need to pet you. No, he should be flying. The physical body is that for the spirit, the soul. Okay? Use it anywhere you want. Your call. But this was the concept. And now, since they're separated, Newt is pregnant. That's what, man. Everybody got a different story. This is just the Egyptian kind. I love this story. This is one of my favorites. This is why I like to break it down my way. And they gave birth to the firstborn. Spirit turned to matter gives you a soul. That's the first flesh from spirit to matter. Okay? According to our Egyptian philosophy. Breaking it down. And you see it right there. He got a man head. He got the beard. Got the double crown, upper and lower Egypt. He got the feather. He got the hook and flail, the crook and flail. All this says sovereign. All this says king, royal. He's royal, right? This is in the flesh. This is him in life. When he dies and passes, he had to pass the judgment day scales of Ma'at also. Okay? He's the first one. So everybody after him have to pass the same test that he passed, gods and all. That's the concept, okay? So, who's Asar? Asar is God made flesh. Y'all Christians, y'all claim, no, this is the original. This is the concept. He's the sixth element, spirit. Fire, ether, air, okay? Water, earth, heaven, sky. And what's the sixth? Spirit that comes into man. We're here, given birth by the earth and heaven. We're the offspring, starting with Asar, okay? He represents the spirit. Y'all call him Osiris. Everybody, I gotta get over that. But y'all know him as Osiris, whatever, okay? That's because y'all going by what somebody told you. Me being the teacher, I'm gonna get the origin. The origin of his name is Asar. You never hear me holler Horus. I don't do that. I just don't work for me. It's Haru. I like when it come out personally. But now, here goes my girl. After Asar was born, the firstborn was Asar. Next born was Aset. She represents wisdom, intuitive knowledge. Oh, she's the ultimate ride or die. Okay? And see how she come out? You see? The ankh in the hand. And look at her headdress. She got a whole lot of stuff going on. And everything here is symbolic. The ultimate mother, the vulture. Sun disk, God, the cow horns, the provider, and she represents the sun disk, and she represents the throne that Asar sits on. Okay? That's what every concept is behind. Every good man is a good woman. Why? He's sitting on her, so she's behind him. But in life, we are equal when it comes to reproduction and coming to living. Man and women are equal. Why? No one is superior. You got to have a man to make a baby. You got to have a woman. Y'all got to come together. So who's the dominant? Ain't none. It's called fair. Balance. That's what it's all about. That's why we so hung up on single parenting. Why? We forget the concept. If it takes two to make it, it should take two to raise it. That's just my personal opinion about that. Moving on. But everybody here, I'm showing you, they have symbolical understanding, and it's based on their hairdress and what they represent. And you, your person as a person. Your aspect of intuition, wisdom, that's what I said represents. Okay? Asar is your spirit. Hello? Hello? Now, this is my favorite. And when I taught the class a few years ago, I'm sorry that I introduced them to this guy. He's number 10 on the list, pretty much, or further down the list. But I gave this concept to them, and they just misunderstood it and ran with it. He even stands on my yacht. Okay, that's the first thing. That's your ego. Look at him. What looks like that? He's like a combination. Yeah, that's what he is. But look what he got. He got the stab, got the arm. He even got the tail. This is called a bull skin. You see, all the guys, they got tails because they emulate the bull. The apis bull, that represents the SAR. Okay? So everybody got their little tail hanging at the bull's tail. All this all symbolic. Again. But you see Seth. He looks just like everybody else. He's a God just like everybody else. He represents the you, the I, the me, the ego. As Carl Jung said it best. Yeah, he's identification. And we knew that, but we called him the devil. Now y'all call him the devil. But the ego self is in opposition with who? Asar. The first self. He's jealous, envious. Cain and Abel, this is the first story. The jealousy from the brother. God, Asar is God in the flesh. Set wants to be God. The ego wants to what? Be God. Hence, edge God out. So he wants to erase Asar. That's the ego. Want to take out what? God. Hence, edging God out. It's all symbolism, and I hope I can get it correct. This argument, I said I gotta do this. No, I can break this down my own way. I can tell you about this, and this is the best part about it. And his representation as the ego self, it plays out. Why? If you don't get knowledge of self, you're gonna live on what? Egoism. A lot of us, I studied this. I learned this. I didn't live this. I ain't have a damn clue. If I studied this when I was a kid, I don't know what I've been doing. But I had no idea. And it's been around for all this time. Okay, that's my point. He was doing him. When I started learning about that ego self, this guy here, everybody calls him the devil. But he's inside you. If God is in you, the devil is too. When you choose to do you, that's the ego, me, I, you separate yourself from God. Philosophically, metaphorically, but that's what they was telling you. And they knew that 1,000 years ago. Nobody wanted this guy in charge of them. Meaning the ego self, your lower self, greed, all the qualities that we exhibit now, that's him. And y'all blame on the devil. The devil's always busy. Yeah, because he's inside you. Just as busy as God. One can't work as hard as the other. They both work simultaneously. Your job is to what? Choose the one that works for you. At that time, I chose the devil. He chose the devil his whole life. He was bad the whole time. So I said, Darth Vader's my father. Why? Everything he did was not good. If he'd have been around this time with all this stuff we got, man, y'all have problems. Y'all would have some major problems with that guy. That scares me to think that he have access to this stuff. All right, but that's, again, I'm doing me now. I'm winging it. I see guys on here for hours. I ain't trying to be here for that long, but I can just express myself. I ain't got a clock watch. I'm comfortable now. I'm doing my thing. Let's go. But now, after Seth. Now, Seth was born. Seth pushed his way out. He bogarted his way out. There's a story about how he came out the side. He just made his way out. He couldn't wait. He's impatient. That's the ego. And all this is telling you about the ego self. Everything negative, everything that's bad is the ego. You can't kill him. You can't get rid of him. You just want to control him. I told you, mastery is controlling one's ego. Why? Because he got everything else under control. You control him, you got everything under control. That's why. And it's self-mastery at its best. Because he's in you. Told you the body belonged to both of them. They said, devil, get behind me. First head is Haru, you. The other head is Set. And it wants to be you. It's a constant fight. As I tell you, the moral fight is in you every day. Doing right ain't easy. I could easily revert back to if I wanted to bad stuff and make some money, and do that nonsense. But the consequences I don't want to pay. So I don't do that. I don't play. I don't gamble. Why? I ain't trying to win. Why? Now that dad could care less about that. I'm trying to win that life. So I serve a higher power. That's the difference. And that's what spirituality is all about. Being, and acting in the way that you think is best for you. The ego would tell you, man, just do you. Do as I will. That's Crowley. He took that aspect. Jay-Z, he followed that aspect. All your Illuminatis, this is who they celebrate. Calm down. I get excited. This is who I worship. Okay? God in his flesh is Asar. We are his son. We're offspring. He's my son. I'm Haru. Philosophically, metaphorically. No, really, I can make that for myself and make it work using it to inspire, motivate myself to be a better me. Why? I know what that's about. Okay, I know it took him out. I'm not letting him take me out. A lot of y'all don't know, and everybody claims to serving Jesus or the Christ and what's that, the light bearer? This is him. All the philosophical concepts still going back to the original. Y'all just dress it up in different clothing, saying it different. It's still the same thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I don't knock nobody's belief system. Well, everybody got one. Ain't no problem with that. And after Set comes Nethet. Okay? They call it Nephthys. The Greeks change everybody's name. Only name that even changed, they changed Set to Seth with the H on the bottom. Typhon. All these other crazy names. Okay. But this is Nethet. Now, she's the twin to Aset. They're the same, but you see the difference. She carrying the ark. She got the staff. She got the headdress, the vulture headdress. And she got what? What the hell got on her head? That's an inverted crown. Okay? Inverted throne, excuse me. She represents nature. Aset, intuitive knowledge and understanding wisdom, represents immortality. That represents eternity. She represents, that represents nature. Immortal, mortal. So what she is, she's the mourner. So when Asar died, she went into mourning for a whole month. And they just wailed and hollered and went out. And she was also a lover of Asar. She fell in love with him. They had an intercourse. They have a son. That offspring was Anubis. And when you take nature with spirit, you combine them, the offspring is what? Discernment. That's another aspect of your character. And these are all characters that we create that you can learn about, mimic, and follow. I have all of them mastered for myself. She represents understanding what? If you're born, you're going to die. So fear of death should not be a problem. Why? Because it's going to happen to all physical bodies. Nature dies, but it what? Resurrects. Reincarnates in human form. But if the spirit is enlightened, it goes back home. That's the concept. Moving on. And this is my favorite. This is me and you. Well, me and all those who know themselves, all my right thinkers. You see, he's sitting on the throne. That's his mother. Okay? He's sitting on his mother's lap. Even after he become a warrior, a king, and master of himself. As a baby, he sat on his mother's lap. That's the Madonna. She fed him, nurtured him, taught him. And when he came to be his own man, he got all his regalia. Okay? Just like his daddy. Looking like his daddy. Okay? Falcon head, sitting on his mom's lap. Key of life, his Waset. Again, these is two of them forks. Okay? He vibrating at the right state. And at the time, you went to go see the doctor. You go see doctor now, he won't know the symptoms. Ancient time, you go to see Imhotep, he would tap that thing and point it at you. They wind you now for metal. That thing would detect any disease in the body. Okay, they way smarter than us. Okay, and that's why everybody carried this. And look at the head, the Wa Set. Okay, that's Set. That's the evil guy. Okay, everybody know him. And you see cow horns. Okay, laid out for that. You see where 2 Uraeus, sun disk, crown, Upper and Lower Egypt, top part. The 3 gods represent. In the morning, Khepri Ra, and Atum. They all there. All this is symbolical. And I know that I can break it down now. Before I looked, I said, what the hell? But it's a beautiful thing when you can look at the picture and break it down and understand what they're doing. They was giving you information in the picture. Moving on. Now, this is you, Haru Ur. Ur means great. The one human being that I consider great was Muhammad Ali. Why? He found his greatness within himself. And he gave it to us. He showed it to us. During my time. I can't speak for something I didn't see. I can't speak for something. No, I can speak for what I know. And Muhammad Ali is the one I know about. Moving on. Simple. When you can equate information and with life, it mimics the same thing. Why? Everybody does it. Okay, here's a quick picture of, I told you about Gaius penis. We call it the obelisk, the techno. And on there, it's a story. It's on every side. It tells a story. That's what makes it important. Gaius penis was information. Alright? But everything they did was symbolic. Here's another picture of, they call this pyramidium, small pyramid. Everybody knows that the best structure is one with the big base and getting at the top. It will hold its own weight with the base thick and round. Okay, the fourth side coming up to one. That's the guy. And everybody built pyramid. At the top of the obelisk is a pyramidium. It capped off. They call it the capstone. Okay, that's the building that what the craftsmen used. All this information was not stolen, but mimicked and copied from all our ancient commissioned concepts. Matrix. What do you know about the Matrix ancient times? Watch this. They saw the universe as a matrix. Okay? And 7 is important number. Why? Because they saw 7 visible planets. The Yoruba tribe knew that they had Sirius A and B, that the civil man, modern man, had to get a telescope in the 18th century to find it. So they knew about it way there. So our ancients was way smarter, way intellectually advanced in symbolism and esoteric teachings. Why? They wrote in science. Simple. Because they had measured hieroglyph. This is the favorite scene from after death, going to see who? Asar. You see, you got Aset and Nephthep behind him. He's sitting on the throne. He's the king. Right here, these are his 4 grandsons. And this is Anu paying homage before he goes see Asar. But this is him being led into the shrine. This is who? Haru, taking you to what? His father. Get the concept? Oh, no. That's the concept right there. And you see Anu's hair is black here, right? When he going to see the hair white, they understood the difference. He had the transformation. He changed. In order for that, you can't get here with this. Why? He ain't passed. Simple. And they had it all laid out. They had a philosophical concept second to none. And if you practice it from learning it, you'll understand. Yeah, that was the best thing going. I'm almost done. Okay, right here. We got the goddess and the tree of life. Right there. Again, a metaphor for Nut, who is the mother of all mothers. And at death, she will what? Bring you, like she did her son, into her bosom. Going back home. That's what they call death, going back home. Everybody, we call it going to the west. Okay? Why? That's where Nut reside, in the west. She would take you like she take her son Asar. Okay? That's the concept. And it, beautiful story. Hope you understood it. Hope I broke it down. I'll see later on how that worked out. But again, your boy Tightrope with no net. Tahuti, hope you be proud. I did your thing. I'm doing what I do for you, breaking it down, and I'm doing it my way. So, hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. I'll be back. Let's see how the reviews turn out. But right thing is I appreciate you tuning in. No, it took a little longer, but again, I'm teaching. I ain't clock watching. It's all about the lesson. Hope you got it. Hope you understood that. Try to give it the best I could. Let's see how that worked out for you. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. Stick with your boy. I got more for you. Hope it's enjoyable.